Hey guys, it's Tony here. Look at this. We have some bearish indicators and some bearish fractals. But don't worry, this is on the short term. In the long term, if you watch my previous video, I'm still talking about how we are bullish and how we will be going up in the long term. In the short term, though, it is a little bit different. We do have a whole entire trend going down right now in the short term, and we do have these indicators and fractals that can be taking us to a specific level. Now, this is something really, really important because it is also going to cause us to pump in the long term because of something really important. I want to talk to you guys about where this will be going, why do I think this is something really important for the long term, and why do I think that we will be going down in the short term. I want to talk to you guys about all that and more in this video, so let's get into it and watch till the end. So, look at this. Like I said in my previous video, I am still bullish in the long term. In the short term, though, we can be going down. And like I said, we could be going down to about 39,000 or maybe 38,500 because on the BLX chart, we have a band that's at 38,500. But by the time we come there, it could already be at 39,500. But look at this. We have a fractal and an indicator. This is really, really important because look at this. You can see that when we started falling down, we had this indicator right over here, this descending triangle, and those are bearish, 70% chance to the downside. And look at this. You could also grab it like a bearish pennant, and that's what we did right over here. And when we dragged the line, you can see that we came down to here. Don't count the wick, we count the bodies. We came down to this support level, and that was our bear flag. Now, the same thing is happening here, so we have a fractal. But the interesting thing is that we have almost the same exact thing going on. We had a tap right over here, then a second tap over here, and then a third tap right over here. Of course, you might count this one, but this is when we were falling, and we did the same exact thing like right over here when we were also falling. So technically, we just had 3 taps of the top. Now we had a 1, 2, 3. After the second tap, we fell out of the triangle before pumping back in. Tried to break this resistance again, we could not, and so we came down. And now we look like we could be doing the same exact thing. We tapped it once, tapped it twice. On the second tap, we fell down and broke out of the triangle, but came back up. And now we tried to break the resistance, but we could not, and so we right now are falling down. Now, look at this. The target, if we grab it from the bodies all the way to the top, like over this, and then drag it down like that, you can see that the target is actually $39,000, which is where I said we could actually dump. And that is before I found this indicator. So this is more proof that we could be going down. And as for the fractal, these are the fractals like I talked about. And fractals, Bitcoin never repeats, but it does rhyme. So we could be having fractals right now. So if Bitcoin right now breaks out of this triangle, and of course you can even count it as this falling wedge or even a bear flag, but if we fall out of this triangle, which is what I'm going to be calling it right now, then we could be going to $39,000. But how does this affect the long term? Well, think about this. If we go back to the BLX chart, we do have this band on the bottom of this level. So when we tap this, but like we did over here, this could be a perfect time to buy. That's going to be a really interesting point because when we're inside of this green band, that's when we have the perfect time to buy. Let me just go back really quickly to the history. Like even if you bought it when it was dumping right over here and then you waited till it breaks out of the band, like look at this. You bought it after we had this tap of the orange band. You bought it in $9,000, and then let's just say we have the COVID dump rate over here, and you lost 57%. You do not sell. Number 1 rule. And then you come back up. And then there you go. You break even already again in June of 1st, 2020, and then you start making profit. And if you would have held all the way to $65,000, you would have made a 619%. So how long did you wait to break even? You broke even in 270 days, so that would be 31 weeks. So in about almost a year, if you waited like this, you would break even, and then you would have huge profits. So that is why, in the long term, it is really good to buy in those bands. And right over here, you would have made instant profit because we quickly tapped this band and then started going up. How much profit exactly? Well, if you sold right now and we tapped the top band, that would be 125%. And of course, every single time it taps the bottom of the band, it's a good time to buy. Even though we have these gigantic pandemics that rarely happen, really rarely happen, and we break out of the band, that usually never happens, it is really profitable to buy in the long term on the bottom of the band, or maybe when we're in the bull market, we tap the top of the band, which is technically what we could do right now, because the target, like I said, in the descending triangle is about 39,000, which is about this top of the band. By the time we get there, it could already change a little bit. So perfect time to buy. Now, what could happen if, let's just say, we tap this? What's going to happen next? Well, one, there's going to be something bad, is that we're going to actually make a double bottom, which is not that bad, but I mean, like, we're going to tap our previous higher low. Now look at this. We have the higher low right over here. We have the support line, and if we go down to $39,000, that's going to be tapping the previous low. And of course, you might already starting to see what I'm talking about. We do have, if let's just say we create another shoulder by going back up to 53,400, getting rejected, and then coming back down, we could be seeing a head and shoulders pattern, which actually could be bearish. And that's why this $53,000 level is really important in the short term. But this is really bullish in the long term. Let me tell you why. Because if you turn on the monthly time frame, you can see that we have the EMA ribbon, which is actually at that level. And you know that EMA ribbons, like I talked about before, is an important support level when we're pumping up. So after we tap the EMA ribbon, what could we do? Well, we could start going up. And of course, sometimes we do have to come through and tap the middle of the ribbon. And of course, I'm looking at the daily closes again, or maybe like right over here. But we do tap the monthly EMA ribbon a lot. Like we tapped right over here, and we tap right over here already again. The target of that descending triangle will take us to the EMA ribbon. Something bullish. After that, of course, we start going up. If we do fall down, perfect time to buy, you start buying in, but there's a huge support level, which is why it's really unlikely to fall. It is possible, it's just really, really unrealistic. And that's why I think when we come down to here, confirm support, start heading up, and then the next thing for us to beat is $53,000. Now that's what I was talking about, how in my previous video, I was saying that in order for me to be bullish on the short term, we have to break 53,000 because this is a huge, huge resistance. If we go back on the daily time frame, like I said, we do have this head and shoulders, and the top of this right shoulder, if we, let's just say, come down, play it out, that could actually be the $53,000 level. So that is the huge resistance that we're going to have to come down. But anyway, we do have a pattern. This pattern could take us all the way down to $39,000. Don't worry, long term, still bullish. After we tap this $39,000 level, we're going to go up. We're going to have to break 53,000, and after that, we're going to be straight ahead to make another all-time high. Now, what if we fail this indicator real quick? If we fail this indicator and we start going up, then that's already going to be bullish because we're going to be going straight up to $53,000 level to tap. So if we break out, which is unlikely because we do have the EMA ribbon as resistance, we do have this level as resistance, and one more thing, we do have the Ichimoku as resistance as well. And so all these levels, they're huge support levels. You might not know what these indicators are, but they're huge resistance levels and support levels. So we could actually fail, really likely to fail right now. And where are we going to go? 39,000, and that is where I think we're gonna bottom out. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like down below, subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to click that post notification bell. I'll see you guys next video. Bye.